Okay, I'm back. This is a short video, I hope, uh, showing you the Czech language books that I have and kind of like my ranking of them. But they're for my specific reason, and then I'll tell you that reason. So I put them in reverse order. So number one here is uh, Czech in 55 Easy Dialogues. This is by Denisa. I wrote Denias here by mistake. So Denisa Sciortino. This book is 142 pages. It's a dual lingual. It's a dual language book which has Czech short Czech dialogue and then a short English dialogue translation, basically. Um, this I'm not going to use until I reach like a low intermediate level, but it's there. So it's not really one of the ranked books. I, it's not one I would use for self-study of Czech. By the way, this is this is with self-studiers in mind. Um, okay. Next book, I think anybody is going to eventually want to get a dictionary. This is Velký Česko-anglický slovník, which roughly translates to a big Czech English dictionary. Velký is big, Slovník is dictionary, and then Česko. I couldn't put the hatcheck over the C because I don't know how to do that on my computer. Anyway, well, so yeah, but that should be a Česko with it, as you could see here, right? With it. Anyway, this is by Josef Ronik. This is 1,595 pages, right? And it's nice. The inside is nice. The inside has red lettering. Maybe you can see for the, yeah, okay. So I don't know if that came through or not because it was blocked. Okay, now for self-learners, if you're going to pick up a textbook to teach yourself Czech, the grammar, the vocabulary, and then hopefully have some exercises, this beginner's Czech book is really just a bunch of grammar charts and tables. They do explain things, but you're not getting a lot of exercises. It's very minimal when it comes to exercises. It's a very thin book. It's 167 pages. But if you like to be given the grammar, like the declension charts, the conjugation charts, the declension for numbers, for adjectives, and things like that, and with explanations, this book is a nice, yeah, this is a nice book. It does a good job of doing that, but it's not like, yeah, it's not like a regular language textbook where you're going to get exercises. Okay. Next, colloquial Czech. This book from the colloquial series, they have colloquial every language you can imagine, I think. Well, not every language. Okay, this is by James Naughton, 371 pages, and it has exercises, but again, it's a small book. It's not a huge book, but it does have 371 pages, right? And by the way, this one, you can find the audio online. The other ones, maybe maybe the Easy Czech also has audio, but I don't remember, I don't remember where it is, or I don't remember if I looked it up, but I'm assuming it has it. Okay, so this is also nice. But my beef with these books and why I've ranked them in the way I have, at least beginning with this one, actually, this is the only one. This is a book that you would like pick up to study and learn the language. Like it gives me too much vocabulary early. Like chapter one, it's giving me like 30 to 40 vocabulary words. I don't want that in the early chapters. I want bare minimum vocabulary, lots of grammar, lots of exercises, and then maybe later, as I pick up more and more grammar, then start giving me more vocabulary. But even then, I would still prefer if I got minimal vocabulary, and then like I'm just able to use the language and make a lot of sentences and state things in the past, present, and future, and maybe subjunctive and conditionals and questions. And then I can as I pick up more vocabulary, I can start implementing that vocabulary. But to have the vocabulary in the early chapters or just throughout the book consistently, like that's slowing me down. So I'm not using this book to learn Czech. Another book I'm not using, but is also very good at explaining things and very good layout and everything except for that part where you're getting too much vocabulary early, is this book. Do You Want to Speak Czech by Helena Remediosova, and other authors. This is volume one. There's a workbook. I'm not going to pick it up. There's a volume two. I'm not going to pick it up. I'm not using this book. Maybe once my check, like my vocabulary is like, I don't know, maybe like if I know 1,000 words and I'm not like just like tediously looking up every single word in every chapter, then I'll use these books, right? Then I'll use these books because they do have good explanations. They do have exercises. And this book here is 412 pages. It's number 3 on the list. So yeah, okay. Now a big monster book, like looks like ideal. Chestina Hro. Chestina Hro. Check for fun. Check for fun. This book is 558 pages. This is by Kresin and other authors. I didn't want to list them all. And there's also a workbook that I did pick up, and which is decent. Usually workbooks are like a waste of money for me, but this is the workbook, Chestina Hro, and this is 205 pages, right? Okay, all the pages aren't filled with exercises. I'm going to the very end, so the index, the end of the index, like so that's going to take up some pages. So this is a nice series. This is a good set of books. But again, I'm not using these books because, again, too much vocabulary early. If that's not your pet peeve, if that doesn't bother you, if you kind of like that, like if you're like, yeah, give me vocabulary, like then I recommend, yeah, book 4, colloquial Czech. I recommend book 3, do you want to speak Czech? And I recommend the Chestina, no, Chestina Hro, right? Okay, but the book I'm using and what I was waiting on, and it just arrived in the mail today, and I already like it, is this book, The Czech in 3 Months by HUGO. HUGO is an old language learning company. They put out really good, man, they put out really good language learning material. This came with tapes. I don't have the tapes. And I have the CDs for none of these books. But again, the colloquial Czech is online, so I have access to that. But like I feel like for a lot of us, like who speak English or you speak Spanish, you're not gonna have a problem reading Czech, right? It's phonetic for the most part, and there's no crazy sounds except for that R with the hachek, with like zh, 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 zh. Okay, that's gonna take time. Like, but other than that, it's not hard to learn how to read Czech, and it's not hard to like pronounce Czech. Like, yes, it's not going to be native, but you're going to be understood. So, like, just watch some YouTube videos, and you're not going to have a problem when you go into these books and like, oh, how do I say that? Like, it's pretty fairly straightforward. So, like, that's not a big obstacle. In my thinking, the fact that these books don't come with audio or that's not readily available to me, I don't care. I don't care. Just go Duolingo and then listen to the Czech or go whatever any of those apps you can find it. Okay, now I'm going to show you the books and I'm going to stop sharing so you could see, um, and then stop sharing. So here's the book. Here's HUGO. I highly recommend this HUGO series. If you're interested in other languages, like HUGO might be for you. Okay, I think that's as clear as it's going to get. And this book, the first 6 lessons, you're getting no more than 15 new vocabulary expressions or words. The first 6 lessons. After beginning with lesson 7, then you're getting like 30 words, 35 words, maybe even 40 words per lesson as part of the vocabulary list that you're learning. But in the beginning, it's keeping the vocabulary to a minimum, which is what I like, right? And yeah, and you're getting plenty of grammar and you're getting plenty of examples. Not a ton of exercises, but some, right? And there are exercises. There are exercises. Okay, and so this is the Chestina Hro book, right? Nice chunky book. There are the authors. There is the workbook. It's coming in kind of blurry. I think that's better. Okay. Same picture, it looks like. Cathedral. Okay, and then here is the other book. Um, here's the colloquial Czech book. Maybe if I hide my face, it'll focus better. I don't know. Or maybe that's just always better. Here's the beginner's checkbook. Mostly just grammar charts with some explanation. Here is the Velki Kaniha, Velka Kaniha, big book, right? I'm assuming that's how I decline it, Velka Kaniha. And then here's the 55 dialogues. Um, so for the 55 dialogues, again, I'm not even going to attempt it until later, but here's number one. So let's see. So they give you some key words like ciao, diki, SMSka, yo, nenizach, posilat, telefoni, chislo, viediet, and they give you the definitions. And then, yeah, and then you have a short little dialogue, and then the translation is below. So I don't know if this can come in. Something like that. This is the beginning. Okay. That's it. All right, I just wanted to show you the books, but as for my money, and I've seen this with HUGO in other languages. They are excellent self-study books, and they don't overwhelm you with vocabulary early. They will give you vocabulary later on, but not in the beginning. So, all right, that's it. I hope this serves some of you well, or it won't.